Hello, everyone. We are so glad you have joined us for our second annual Connect to Protect virtual benefit for CASA of San Mateo County. For those of you who are returning, welcome. It is good to see you again. To all our newcomers, thank you for joining us. We are truly glad you are here. My name is Greg Quiroga. I have the honor of being our MC and fundraiser on this auspicious evening for Bay Area sports. So thank you for taking the time to join us in this spoiler-free zone. We'll stay away from any and all scores so you can help us raise money for CASA and then get back to the game. We set the bar high last year. We have our work cut out for us tonight. I believe in us. I believe in you because I know once you get the chance to hear some of the stories, once you meet some of the CASA youth, staff, and especially our CASA volunteers, once you see for yourself the amazing work that your support enables, you are going to want to be involved. And we want you involved in two main ways. First and foremost, if you haven't yet, please go to casasanmateo.ggo.bid. You can see it scrolling on the screen below me right now, casasanmateo.ggo.bid. That is where you can make donations to our Fund the Need. That is where you can bid on all of our unique auction experiences tonight. Again, casasanmateo.ggo.bid. Click on Get Started and go from there. It will just take you a few moments. The impact you can have will last a lifetime. We also want to see you tonight, and the way to do that is simple. Take a picture of how you are enjoying the show tonight and send it in. We'll make you part of the show. You need to get that photo taken and sent in by 7:10 p.m., so you've got about 8 minutes to do it, so get to it. I know some of you are enjoying watch parties right now. Some of you are gathered with family. Wherever you are, we want to see you. So get that photo, send it to us by emailing it to Andrea at casaofsanmateo.org. You can see it on the screen there. That way you can be in the show as well. But again, get to it. You've only got about 7.5 minutes left. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. We are going to hear from several CASA of San Mateo County volunteers. We'll also hear from two youth who have CASAs in their lives. And it is amazing and reaffirming to see the impact these CASAs have had on them, and vice versa. First, let's welcome to our show this evening Nakia Richardson, the Executive Director of CASA of San Mateo County.
Welcome to Connect to Protect, our benefit in support of CASA of San Mateo County. I'm Nakia Richardson, Executive Director of CASA. I want to start off by thanking you for carving time out of your busy lives to join us this evening in support of our mission to provide a caring and consistent adult to help children and young people in the foster care and juvenile justice systems thrive and reach their full potential. I'm thrilled, although I cannot see each and every one of you physically here tonight, I'm thrilled at the energy that you're bringing to tonight's event and to our work. Since the 1990s, CASA of San Mateo County has been supporting young people ages 0 to 21. And the work that we do to make sure that they know that they matter has always been important. But certainly over the last 18 months, that importance, that significance of our work has been highlighted. All of us have struggled to manage what at times has seemed unmanageable. I am excited for you to learn or be reminded of tonight of who CASA is, why we do what we do, and the impact of our volunteers on the young people we serve. There is so much to say tonight, but we have time. I want to start the evening off by allowing you to hear directly from our volunteers and our youth because they're in the best position to share with you a little bit more about the relationships that are at the heart of our mission.
The youth that I'm working with is in juvenile justice, so she is placed at Girls Camp, which is an offshoot. It's a special program. If you are put into the juvenile justice system, you were sometimes afforded the opportunity as a girl to live at camp, where they provide special programming such as CASAs, where you can go on leaves with CASAs, as well as you can continue your education, other kinds of things like that. And so I reached out, and I really didn't know what to expect, but it was actually quite warm once I got there, and she was really excited to have a CASA. There's been sort of a journey with her she will be going from camp to college. And this all sort of happened as I've been working with her. Probably one of my most memorable moments with her was being able to tell her that through a grant and scholarship that CASA had told me about, and then she had applied for, that she'd received a 4-year scholarship. So I was able to tell her that news, and we both cried really hard. It was really exciting and really touching. And then since then, I've been able to do a college visit with her, and I will soon be helping her move into her dorm room. So it's been very moving and very meaningful and really, really exciting for her.
When I got Haneen, I was like, all right, I'll give it a chance. But I wasn't 100% sure. Haneen reassured me that like she's here to stay. And I need that. Cuz like a lot of people are in and out of my lives, and I don't do good with that. So like when Haneen was like, I'm here to stay through the end, or for when like you don't want me anymore in your life, and I was like, okay. At first I was like, does she really mean that? I hope she means that. But like, since I've been working with her, like she's been everything that she said she would be. The first time I called Haneen, like the whole week, I had like a depressed episode. And I think because like I got my own place, and I didn't feel like I deserved that. And like Haneen always reminds me, like, where you are now, you earned it. Like, you earned all of this. You deserve all of this. Like, it makes me feel special because, like, she makes me feel like, I don't know, like, this is all my hard work, and it's all paid off.
What you've been through is extremely difficult and challenging. And I know with your previous placement, you faced a lot of challenges and just being misunderstood or not, just doubting your capability and like your maturity and all of that, and you'd get in trouble because people didn't see you for you.
Yeah.
And you having your own place and being so responsible and independent and persistent just really shows how mature you are. Mm-hmm. And how resilient, and how you're like a phoenix, like you rise from the ashes. It's so amazing to see.
You're that person who always wants to see me win.
Always.
And I like that, because it's like, you know, some people are like, oh, you got here? Well, like, you weren't even supposed to be there because, you know, statistics and stuff. And it's like, she doesn't hold me to those, like, statistics.
Yeah.
She's like, yes, Ashley, like, she's all for it. Like, anything I do, she supports it. And I'm like, that's what I need. Like, yeah. Haneen is that person.
Thank you. I mean, it was very hard seeing that Ashley actually had people in her life who doubted her. She is taking ownership of her life and being a very responsible person, focusing on her academic studies. And so I would never want her to feel alone in that journey and not feel supported. And I believe that she's so worthy and so deserving.
Thank you, CASA, Haneen, and Whitney, and thank you, Ashley. We love hearing your stories. We love getting a glimpse of the impact that a CASA relationship has on all of you. And, you know, because if I'm being really honest, court-appointed special advocate sounds dry. Important, but dry. Court-appointed special advocate doesn't begin to reveal how much heart each CASA brings to the relationship. It doesn't say, I'm here to stay forever. It doesn't begin to describe the incredible life-changing impact a CASA can have on the life of a youth in the child welfare or juvenile justice systems. Not everyone watching our show tonight has the time, the temperament, or the tenacity to be a CASA. But everyone watching right now has the ability to ensure that every child who needs one gets their own CASA. In our show tonight, you can enable community volunteers like Haneen, Whitney, and others who want to make a difference in the life of a child simply by making donations. So, if you haven't yet, please visit casasanmateo.ggo.bid and get registered. We are counting on you, just like youth in foster care or on probation count on CASA of San Mateo County every day. CASA has been there every day throughout the pandemic and beyond, as Nakia is here to share.
Folks who are unfamiliar with CASA, the first question from them may be, what exactly is CASA? And I tell them that CASA is about relationships between one adult and one child, with that adult taking the time to find out what the individual needs are for a specific child so that they can advocate for that child and find out what will help them to thrive. So how do we achieve those goals? Our CASA volunteers meet on a weekly basis with the youth they're supporting at a minimum. Usually those meetings, those connections happen in person. But as we all know, during the last year and a half or so, in-person connection wasn't always possible. So our volunteers tapped into every resource available, meeting with their kiddos through Zoom, FaceTime, on the phone, texting, email, anything that they needed to do to maintain that connection. Because you see, when young people are navigating bureaucratic systems, there's a lot of change that comes with that. Changing of where they live, changes to who's taking care of them, changes in their school, social workers, probation officers, the list goes on. But a consistent CASA volunteer can help a young person navigate all that change. They can also, through the trust and the relationship that they're building, gain insight that they can then share with all the other professionals so that everyone who is trying to support a young person can lift them up and can give them what they need, providing them with the stability that we all want for the young people in our lives. Our volunteers go through over 30 hours of training and court observation in order to serve their youth in the best way possible. Then they dedicate, on average, about 10 to 15 hours per month establishing and nurturing trusting relationships with the kiddo they're supporting, advocating in school, in court, and in the larger community. So what is CASA? CASA is community. CASA is about relationship building. CASA is trust. CASA is love. And CASA is about making sure that the children in our community, the most vulnerable children among us, feel seen and heard.
I got adopted at birth. I've been adopted since birth, got in foster care at 12, and met my CASA around 15? Around 15, 16. She followed me from San Mateo, from juvenile hall, from camp, to a foster home in Pescadero.
To Sebastopol.
Yeah, to Santa Rosa. From there, to East Palo, to my mom's.
Yeah, we've been all over the place.
We've been like all over the place together.
I think what got me about Fermina's case was I saw a lot of similarities, things that we could connect on, which I thought was really, really important that we could connect. But also I saw a lot of inconsistency. It was just a file full of just holes that I felt like I could fill. And I wanted to bring some balance into all this chaos and some consistency into her life. And I thought that I could do that. And it's definitely what it was, a lot of chaos and inconsistency.
I feel like a memory that really changed our relationship was when I told her I was pregnant. So I feel like from there, like, she was kind of upset, but she supported me with anything that I decided to do. But from like right when I told her from the beginning, she's just been like consistent. She's just been there like to every single appointment, my ultrasounds, like my heartbeats, just checkups, just follow-ups, just everything. She's been there. So I feel like that really changed our relationship.
Yeah,
I feel like it got us closer.
For sure, because now you're a mom, right?
Yeah, now
Because
I'm a mom.
before it was I was dealing with a girl and just trying to get to know her and get her just to get to go to school. That was what the relationship was at first. And then now it's a girl trying to get her to school and also trying to get her to her, doctor's appointments for her baby. I mean, it was such a big dynamic that changed.
She's like more like family than anything. So I asked her not that long ago if she's willing to be my daughter's godmom. It's someone that comes into your life that wants to help you, with your goals, your education, like your coping skills, like your mental health, like everything. So I feel like that's what a CASA is. It's like a helper, but not really a helper. It's like a best friend. It's more like a best friend because it's like you could depend on this person, you could talk to this person, and it's the fact that it's like you're not getting paid because you're gonna come see me. It's not like a therapist, like you're getting paid to come see me. It's just because you're getting a check. Like it's not because you're getting a check. It's not. You're not getting paid. You're taking your time of the day instead of you being with your family. Like you're taking the time of the day to be in someone else's like life and try to help them out. She helped me with school. She helped me get my housing, like get to better programs, find better like resources. And then like now she's helping me like look for a new spot. We're looking for a new spot, looking like to do more things for my daughter. Like I didn't have my family, so I consider her my family. Like blood doesn't make you family. It's really not. So I feel like that's what it was with her.
It is someone who supports you in your every move, like, and advocates for you even when like you don't have that voice. Like that's what a CASA worker is to me. Or like when they're there and nobody else is there, like sometimes you need to talk to someone, but not everyone is available. Your CASA is available, or they make themselves available.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Fermina. We love how succinctly you are described and how powerfully you illustrate the relationship. We are all so excited to see you thriving and succeeding. And thank you to all of you watching at home. It is your donations that make stories like Fermina and Ashley's possible. It is your donations that enable CASA of San Mateo County to ensure that each youth in the child welfare or juvenile justice system is paired with a CASA. And for those youth whose native language is Spanish, having a CASA who is fluent in Spanish provides a deep connection. The sharing of language between youth and their family and CASA is so important to building a trusting relationship. We'll hear more about this from CASA Myra in just a moment. It is your donations, though, that bring this stability to the lives of youth in foster care or on probation. Your donations help them do better in school and better in life. We can see donations coming in. Thank you. We will honor and acknowledge each and every gift in just a moment. But before we ask for donations in earnest, we would like to tell you about the many ways that CASA volunteers support their youth, as Nakia will share with us right now.
With your support, last year we were able to serve over 240 young people at a time when they needed our support the most. Our volunteers provided a crucial bridge between our youth and the community and systems that at times shut down or at a minimum struggled to meet the needs of the most vulnerable among us. What did that support look like last year? It looked differently in each case, and sometimes it came in unexpected packages. It looked like a volunteer FaceTiming with a toddler during snack time and playing a ukulele for her. It looked like hikes or walks to get some time out in nature and to fit in a valuable conversation. It looked like laptops being provided by CASA volunteers in our program so that our young people who were struggling to meet the demands of distance learning could do so effectively. In addition to maintaining contact and connection with their kiddos, our volunteers continued with their passionate advocacy for our youth out in the community and school, helping them with college applications, securing housing for kiddos who were in need of that, finding tutoring services for young folks who were trying to manage their schoolwork, whether it was because they were having difficulty with distance learning or simply because algebra homework can sometimes be challenging. Securing therapy for our youth, making and finding accommodations so that a young person who was required to testify against his parent in criminal court could do so in a way that was least traumatizing to him. These are many of the ways that our volunteers have helped our young folks navigate the trauma they're living through and to manage their living conditions over the last year. Our CASA volunteers have been and continue to stand up and show up for our kids in ways that are inspiring.
Una memoria que recuerdo es cuando trabajé con dos niñas gemelas y las llevé a el programa de Jiu-Jitsu por primera vez. Ellas no sabían que era Jiu-Jitsu, no habían tenido una experiencia de esa manera, y cuando las miré practicar Jiu-Jitsu, conocer a niños de su propia edad, tener maestros, fue muy bonito mirar que como ellas pudieron hacer amigas y amigos tan fácil y tan rápido. Fue muy bonito mirar que aunque en sus vidas han pasado por mucho, como por ejemplo violencia, falta de confianza de los adultos, ellas pudieron practicar ese jiu-jitsu que involucra estar cerca y cerca de otras personas, y ellas pudieron poder disfrutarlo, poder aprender, y las dos determinadas en ganar una competencia con otro niño.
I think I had been with you for maybe 3 years now, and since then you had been in and out of the hall or in places that didn't make you happy. They were at girls camp, and this was your first time getting into kind of a permanent foster home in Pescadero, and it turned out to be really good starting out. It was really, she was always busy, which was really good. I hardly got to see her, but she was just doing everything that she never got to do, which I think is what normal kids who aren't in the system get to experience. And you got to finally, experience that normalcy. Yeah. I remember one of the things that she did was she was able to join a volleyball team.
Oh, volleyball.
And I just thought that was it was so fun to see her at her game. She was like, come see me at my game. I made the volleyball team. And that's something that kids, or we just kind of take for granted. Something as simple as trying out for a team at your school. And I remember you were not good at it. You had never played sports before, but you were having so much fun with this team and all your friends. I think just the dynamic that you were able to experience that, right? Being with your friends, and you guys all signed your game ball. And I remember you kept that volleyball forever. It was like she didn't even have to know how to play the game, but she just loved the experience that she was dealing with. I'm like, and this is something that people always deal with, right? I tried out for tons of sports, but it was so new for you and so nice for you to have that connection at a school and with your classmates and your teammates.
Tonight you've heard about the many ways that your generosity has allowed our volunteers to continue to support young people in the foster care and juvenile justice system in general, and specifically over the last year and a half. We're not out of the woods yet with COVID, but things certainly look different now than they did this time last year. Schools are opening up, and as they do, we expect that we will see more referrals to the child welfare system and more young people perhaps entering the juvenile justice system as well. That's because teachers, mandated reporters will have more eyes and ears on vulnerable young people, and situations and conditions that may have been less visible over the last year and a half, as they come to light, will warrant court involvement at times. Our staff and volunteers work hard to provide and be an ongoing presence in the lives of the children we support. But there are practical elements to providing this support. It costs $2,500 a year to support a child through our program. While I know that you have been moved emotionally by what you have seen and heard here tonight, I also hope that you will be moved to contribute financially to support our work. I am deeply grateful for all that you do to make it possible for us to achieve our mission now and as we move forward.
Thank you, Nakia. And for all of you watching at home, we are almost there. We are almost to that magic moment where we are all going to unite in support of CASA of San Mateo County and make magic happen. In just a few moments, we are going to ask you to make donations that directly support CASA of San Mateo County. If you haven't yet, please visit casasanmateo.ggo.bid, casasanmateo.ggo.bid. That is where you can make donations at a variety of levels. $10,000, $5,000, $2,500, and you heard Nakia say it, $2,500 is a special number for us. Every $2,500 donated tonight enables one CASA for a full year. You can make donations at $1,000, $500, $250, $100. We have a level for everyone, because if you don't see a level that you like, donate a custom amount. Donations have already been coming in. I see you, Sherry Friedman. I see the rest of you who've been making donations. I appreciate you being there for CASA. Two other supporters who have been there for CASA of San Mateo County are Ann and Peter Steiner. Ann and Peter have been involved in many ways over many years, and tonight we honor their leadership and generosity.
We are thrilled to have this opportunity to honor Ann and Peter Steiner for all of the strong support that they provided to CASA of San Mateo County. Ann has been advocating for the safety and well-being of vulnerable children long before she came to our CASA program, with over 50 years of experience working with organizations whose mission is to promote the emotional, physical, and mental health of young people.
When did you first get involved in CASA?
In the 1980s, when we started, when I was with the Child Advocacy Council in Palo Alto, we were charged with starting CASA for San Mateo and Santa Clara counties.
And then we moved out of the area, and we were down in Santa Barbara for 16 years.
Yes.
And didn't move back up here until the end of 2006. But you were at CASA in Santa Barbara also, right?
Yes.
Ann first became involved with CASA in Santa Barbara when she was living in the area. She became a CASA volunteer in 2000 and passionately advocated for many children with whom she was paired during her time with the Santa Barbara program. In 2006, the Steiner family moved to San Mateo County. And at that time, Ann, not one to let go of her passion for helping young people, reached out to our program to find out how she could be of assistance and help locally.
But when we moved back up to the Bay Area after I retired, we moved up here, and you soon became connected with the San Mateo County Council, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
You were on their board?
I was on their board as long as they would have me.
Which is 6 years.
Yes, 6 years. I termed out. And then...
And you were board president, right?
I was board president. Right. I was board secretary.
So what year did you retire from the board?
I think 2018.
And
what's this?
This is 2021, so that's right, 3 years ago.
Yeah. I'm getting old. I don't remember the date.
At which point I basically took your seat on the board.
Yes, that's right.
And
we have to continue the family involvement.
Not one to keep her passion to herself. When we got Ann, we also got Peter Steiner. Peter joined the board in 2018, and since that time has chaired the governance committee. Prior to joining the board, he consulted with the board and also mentored some of our youth as they took on speaking engagements. We are so grateful to Ann and Peter for their thoughtful leadership, their counsel, and their support. And we are very excited to be able to honor them here tonight.
So you can see CASA is a very important part of our life, and been a very important part of my life. And it's something that's very dear to me because I feel really important. It's very important that all children have a chance to grow up healthy and happy and in a home that they love.
And we feel very grateful to CASA for giving us a chance to serve and to be honored for doing so, something that we love doing.
Yes. And so we thank all of the people that support CASA and give us a chance to support CASA.
Thank you, Ann and Peter. We appreciate all you have done for CASA and CASA of San Mateo County over the years. So as well do some family members who've been making contributions in your honor. Jack and Katrina Steiner donated $500 in Ann and Peter's honor. Blair and Amy Sanford also donated $500 in Ann and Peter's honor. Our sponsors and donors have been coming through as well, for we appreciate you all. Kicking us off at the beginning of our fundraising, David and Laura Crane started us off at $25,000. Betsy and Peter Chung contributed $25,000. We have a host of $10,000 contributions. Kim and Mike Guthrie with Roblox donated $10,000. Cheryl Sandberg and Tom Bernthal donated $10,000. The Leopold family is in for $10,000. Karen and Greg King, Freedom Financial, John and Crystal Waldrop in conjunction with Kasowitz Benson Torres LLP, all were in as well. If you haven't yet, Marcy Riley in for $500. If you haven't yet, there is still time. CasaSanMateo.ggo.bid. Make your donation. We can see donations starting to come in as an added incentive to participate. David and Laura Crane have put in a $25,000 challenge grant, and an anonymous donor has upped it with another $25,000, giving us a total of $50,000 in challenge grants right now, because they know this generous community will step up and help us reach tonight's goal. So let's get our live stream donations started in earnest. Every donation you make right now is going to be doubled. Andrea and Brady Enright in for $1,000. The Ting brothers in for $1,000. If you donate $2,500 to fund a CASA for a year, it's matched. It funds 2 CASAs. Lori McBride, we see your $100. John Samorajai in for $250. Jeff and Jocelyn Staley in for $5,000. Devin Gold in for $5,000. Laura Agarwal in for $100. Keep those donations coming. Stacy W. Pack donates $1,500. Keep those donations coming. We appreciate each and every donation. Michelle Taylor in for $250. Michelle Taylor in for $250. Letitia Pelleggi donated $100. Veronica Augusta donated $100. Angie Holman is in for $100. Nicole Alston in for $500. Diane and Ted Taub in for $5,000. Maggie and Ed Perks in for $2,500. Keep those donations coming. Every donation you make helps CASA of San Mateo County do great work with teenagers in foster care or on probation. As Karina Ruiz Singh donates $1,000. Jennifer Bressie in for $500. Parents of Mrs. Marcus Barber, not your parents, but Mr. Marcus Barber in for $1,500. Yvonne Galley in for $2,500. Keep those donations coming. We appreciate you. We are edging ever closer. Every donation you make, it gets us closer to hitting that $50,000 challenge grant, and we want to take the most kind, John Wang in for $2,088. We want to take the most kind advantage of our generous donors and maximize their generosity and get that $50,000 challenge grant. So keep those donations coming. CASA of San Mateo County does great work with teenagers in foster care or on probation. Parents of teenagers know that the teen years can be a real challenge. However, Older youth in foster care are one of the most vulnerable populations in this country. These youth need support as they navigate independence. CASA volunteers are instrumental to their mental and emotional well-being, as we heard from both Ashley and Fermina. And every donation you make helps support a CASA, helps support a youth in the child welfare or juvenile justice system. Every donation makes a difference, and we appreciate each and every one of you who are making them right now. John Wang, we see your $2,088. Evan and Cindy Goldberg in for $1,000. Peter and Amy Radovich in for $2,500. Before the show got started, Ms. Leslie Ellen Gold donated $250. Nicole Rubin in for $2,500. Daniela Gasparini donated $250. Robbie Fang donated $250. Sandy and Mark Moore donated $150. Paul Galley donated $200. Jill and Brian Kasser donated $500. Jennifer Jeffries donated $250. Mary Folsom donated $250. Kim Bottoms donated $100. Elizabeth Jensen donated $250. Virginia Galley was in for $100. Keep those donations coming. Keep those donations coming. We appreciate each and every gift you're making. And remember, we are doing our best right now to maximize a $50,000 challenge grant on the table. And we haven't hit it yet. Every donation you make right now, that means every donation you make right now still is doubled. Every gift you give will be doubled thanks to our generous donors. CASA of San Mateo County is always there for youth in foster care or on probation. In a normal year, CASA of San Mateo County provides important services and support. And since the onset of the pandemic, CASA of San Mateo County has been instrumental in the mental well-being of the youth we serve. The pandemic and distance learning have had a negative impact on children's education. Less than 1/3 of kids in foster care attended virtual classes regularly. A CASA volunteer helps foster care students be more successful in school and makes them 4 times more likely to graduate high school on time, as Julie C. Floyd donates $500 and the Chen family in for $1,000. Our CASAs scrambled to find laptops, reliable internet, tutoring, and online learning tools so their youth did not fall behind. Your support enables that great work, that great volunteerism. Keep those donations coming. We appreciate each and every donation that you make, as Virginia Davies donates $2,000. Keep those donations coming. We appreciate each and every one of you. Going back down the list and looking, Google donated $5,000. Opportune donated $2,500. John and Crystal Waldrop, in conjunction with Kasowitz Benson Torres LLP, donated $10,000. Chris Battles and Heather Bryan, in conjunction with Reltio, donated $5,000. Mitch Lasky and Cecilia Barajas donated $5,000. Leslie Yang donated $1,000. Linda Marin donated $1,000. Victoria Loeb's in for $200. G.W. Miller Foundation donates $5,000. Keep those donations coming. We appreciate each and every gift. Remember, kids in the child welfare system faced additional challenges during the pandemic. CASA volunteers stepped up to stay connected with their youth and ensure their youth got the services and resources that they needed. This meant everything from delivery groceries, dropping off home-cooked meals, putting on graduation, birthday car parades, reading stories over FaceTime, participating in remote hearings, and so much more. This work is enabled by your donations, as Callia Griffith donates $2,500. Calla Griffith in for $2,500. That's one CASA for 1 year, doubled thanks to our generous donors, as Katie Robb is in for $10,000. Now we're getting close. Now we're on the home stretch to maximizing this challenge grant. Keep those donations coming. We are getting so close. Boom! There it is. We've hit the challenge grant. The first chunk of the challenge grant grant from David and Laura Crane. $25,000 is in. And then we have our anonymous donor in for $25,000 as well. That means now that we are within $34,000 of our $35,000 as Diana Bergeson donates $250. We're within $35,000 of our admittedly aggressive goal of $300,000 tonight. I believe that we can get there. Keep those donations coming. We appreciate each and every donation that you're making. We've done great work tonight, done great work so far. You keep those donations coming. We'll give it just a second more to see if you've been on the fence waiting for a good opportunity to get that big reaction to a little action of hitting a button on your phone, now would be a great time. We appreciate each and every one of you who have made a donation to get us to this point. You have done great work. Sarah and John Whittle in for $250. Keep those coming. You're doing great work. Right now, here's what we'll do. Let's do this. We're going to move on with the program, but that does not mean that you should stop giving, because here's the compact I'll make with you. You keep making donations. We'll come back later in the program. We'll check in. I'll do my best to acknowledge and appreciate every donation you make tonight. So we'll check back in with the Fund to CASA in just a little while. Right now, we're going to hear from CASA Haneen and Ashley again, but first, our new CASA, Wayne, has a story to share.
I started mentoring a boy who at the time was about 16. He had a lot of trouble in school. He got into fights, problems with teachers. He had learning disabilities, and he ended up in jail for just minor violations, but it was enough that he was sentenced to jail and subsequently probation, and I met him in that time frame that he was on probation. I saw him a little at the end of his stint in jail, but this boy and I, we started a positive relationship. He lives locally here in the San Bruno area with his mother and his siblings, and we became friends. And I actually became a friend of his immediate family, and it was a several-year relationship. It continues on today, and what happened was, learning about his interests, I knew he wanted to make money. One of our conversations, I'm starting to just talk a little bit about the stock market. I never thought in my wildest dreams he would actually take my comments seriously, but sure enough, he did. I asked him, how you doing in the stock market, and he proceeds to tell me, runs me down a whole list of the equities that he had bought. And I said, how did you find these? And he says, I just do he says DD, which is due diligence. And so he is buying stocks, he's trading, he's learned the lingo about being a day trader versus a swing trader, and he's learning to read information about significant companies. And I'm saying, so I just happened to ask him, I said, so what's your account worth now? $15,000 he raised, this boy. I never anticipated him doing this, and he was proud of it.
We both don't know how to swim. But it just made me feel like we're meant to be together. I was like, well, this is perfect. I've never met someone like this. And she has a swimming pool in her apartment. So that's one of our goals, to swim together. The weather is getting warmer now, so very, very soon. And she always jokes about like using me as a floaty. And I'm like,
like if I start drowning, because she's taller than me, I'll just hop on her.
That's fair.
See, CASAs are there for their youth under any circumstances. And Wayne, I hate to say it, but it really sounds like you guys invested in the relationship. Now it is time for our auction. And our auction tonight is short but compelling. We have 3 great auction items for you to bid on. CASA is all about relationships. the relationship between CASA and their youth, the relationship between you, our supporters, and CASA of San Mateo County, and some of our biggest supporters have stepped up to offer these extremely personal, relationship-based experiences. Each of them is a unique experience with a CASA supporter who is a luminary in their field. Every experience is extremely unique, unlikely to be found anywhere else. So make sure you are registered at casasanmateo.ggo.bid, because that is how you play. A few words about bidding on our virtual auction platform. When it comes time for an auction item to close, it closes. There's no extending the bidding, no special treatment for longtime supporters, no reopening because you thought you were in but you weren't. The computer is remorseless. If you want to win, if winning is goal number one, do not wait until the last second to bid. If you like to live on the edge, well, have at it. Bid at your last second at your peril. In fact, if you really want to win, go set maximum bids on your auction bids. Just click on bid again and then click on max, set a maximum bid, and Max will bid on your behalf up to your maximum every time somebody bids against you. It will give your bids preference if you and someone else bid the same amount. So go set max bids on all the auction items. You want to hang out with Steve Young, go set the max bid right now. Finally, there is a delay sometimes between when I say something and when you hear it. If there is any sort of discrepancy between what I'm saying and what you're seeing in the bidding platform, believe the computer. It controls the process. It has final say. And with that, let's start our auction with lot number one, the pickleball party with Coach Joe McDonald and Jen and Steve Miller. 8 people enjoy an afternoon of pickleball. Make your way to the Menlo School courts in Atherton, where Menlo School Athletic Director Joe McDonald will be your coach. Jen and Steve Miller will be your hosts for a hoot of a time. Coach Joe has quite the day planned for you, as he is going to tell us all about right now.
Hi everybody, Joe McDonald. I'm the Middle School Athletic Director at Menlo. And we're going to raise some money for CASA, organization that helps children that've been abused or neglected. We're going to play some pickleball and really have some great times. We're going to have some drinks and food, and it's going to be an awesome experience. If you haven't played pickleball, it's the fastest growing sport in the country, and there's so many people playing now, and I'm happy to work with you and have some fun, play games. If you have played, we'll have some awesome experiences. So looking forward to seeing you. Please bid on this. It's raising money for a very valuable cause. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach Joe. We appreciate you. And the bidding is off and running. Amy Burnett kicked us off at $800, and Allison Dieter bid $900. Cheryl Chin in at $1,000. Allison Dieter back in at $1,100. Carol D. Hamilton bid $1,200. Stacy W. Pack bid $1,500. Allison back in at $1,600. Stacy back in at $1,700. Tracy Roeder, new bidder, welcome in at $1,008. Tanya Slesnick, another new bidder, welcome in at $1,900. Stacy back in at $2,000, and the Ting brothers in at $2,100. Now looking for 22. Go 22. Bid 22. Yes, 22. 2,100 is bid, now looking for 22. Go 22. Bid 22. Now 22. 2,100 is bid, now looking for 22. Go 22. Bid 22. And I don't know if you heard Coach Joe say it, but he is going to provide everything. All the equipment, the instruction, the coaching, the scorekeeping. You'll get to play a round-robin tournament. It'll be a hoot. If you haven't played pickleball yet, it's like tennis, but more fun right from the start. Steeper learning curve. Steve and Jen are going to provide all the food, refreshments, and encouragement. And whether you're a pickleball master or just want to learn the game, this is going to be a day of fun for all. The Ting brothers are in at $2,100, looking for 22. Go 22. Bid 22. Now 22. 2,100 is bid, looking for 2,002. Looking for 2,000. I'm going to hit refresh, make sure that my machine's not the one that's not clicking here. Yeah, no, we're caught up. We're in real time with you. So now, Stacy Pack back in at 22. Now 23. Go 23. Bid 23. Yes, 23. 2,200 is bid, now looking for 23. Go 23. Bid 23. Go 23. 2,200 is bid, now looking for 23. And if you haven't yet, if you're wondering, where do I see these auction items? I don't see it on the screen with him right now. Where is it? Go to casasanmateo.ggo.bid. Get out your phone, get out a computer, whatever it is. There's still time if you haven't done this yet, although it's running out, but there's still time to get registered and make bids, as Stacy W. Pack is in at $2,200, looking for 23. Go 23, bid 23, go 23. Giving the Ting brothers, giving Tanya Slesnick, giving Tracy Roeder one more chance to get back in, as we're in at $2,200, now looking for 23. Go 23, bid 23, and 23. 2,200 is bid, looking for 2,003. Seems like the bidding got real slow. Like the bidding on this one was fast before we got here. I totally appreciate that. Seems like the bidding has slowed down. We want to give everybody a fair chance and a fair shake to get in and to get their final bids in. So if you haven't set a max bid, and obviously we're out of max bids at this point, if you haven't set a max bid, then just you're like one of those people that likes to wait until the last second to bid. Well, here it is. The last second is now. There are 20 seconds left. Yes, that countdown timer is your countdown timer for getting those last second bids in. Are you going to wait till the last second? You're the type of person who likes to live on the edge. Well, you've got 10 seconds left. Yes, no, maybe so, fair warning, or say goodbye to Coach Joe. Last chance to bid on our first auction lot tonight, and sold. Lot number 1 is sold. And due to the stream latency tonight, we are going to come back and circle back around and announce all of the winning bidders later in the show. Right now, I want to have some real talk. Lot number 2, real talk with Denise Pope. Let parenting worry go, let parenting joy in. Oh, that sounds like a nice fantasy. 6 people. Learn everything you need to know to parent a teenager in today's modern world, or at least find out that you aren't screwing your kids up. During this 45-minute sit-down with Denise Pope. Denise is an expert on parenting for student health and engagement. She's a best-selling author. She's a senior lecturer at the Stanford University Graduate School of Education, co-founder of Challenge Success, multi-year recipient of the Stanford Outstanding Teacher and Mentor Award. Here to tell you about the experience you get to have with her, Denise Pope.
Hi. I'm Denise Pope, and I am super excited to be supporting CASA of San Mateo this year with their virtual benefit. My husband and I have been long supporters of CASA. He has played many, many golf tournament charity for CASA all over California, and my sister was actually a CASA volunteer. So I know a lot about the organization, and I'm really excited that now it's my turn to help do something to support CASA. So join me with a few of your friends for Real Talk. We will talk about what it's like to parent teens. I'm a mom, I have 3 teens, I made it through, I'm alive to tell the story, but I'll also draw from all my experience and research that I do at Stanford and with the nonprofit Challenge Success. So join me, we'll talk about sleep and stress and homework and college and social media and tattoos and pink hair and anything else you want to talk about. I'm happy to help.
Sleep and stress and social media and college, and I was wondering, when are we going to talk about the teenagers? Angela Whedon kicked us off at $1,200. Thank you, Denise. We appreciate your gift. We look forward to maximizing it right now. Gina Skinner's in for $1,400. Corey Shaw bid $1,600. Gina back in at $1,800. Corey back in at $2,000. Now looking for 22. Go 22. Bid 22 and 22. $2,000 is bid, now looking for 22. Go 22. Bid 22 and 22. $2,000. Corey's in at $2,000. Gina, it's your turn to get back in. Angela, we appreciate you kicking us off. I always appreciate the first bid to get us rolling. Now it's a test to see how serious were you? Now is the chance to get back in. $2,000 is bid, looking for 22. Go 22. Bid 22 and 22. $2,000 is bid, looking for 2,002. Looking for 2,002. And once again, seems like the majority of the bidding took place before I got here. And you know what? That is awesome. We appreciate each and every bid. Every bid is an act of heroism on behalf of CASA of San Mateo County. Now we're just trying to figure out who gets to spend the time with Denise. $2,000 is bid, looking for 2,200. Yes, no, maybe so. Fair warning, or off. Or we'll set the timer and off we'll go. Seems like the bidding slowed, so okay, there we go. Timer is up and running. Appreciate that. Yes, here we go. You're for waiting for the last second. This is it. You've got 10 seconds left to bid on this opportunity to learn about how to deal with your teenagers, because that's a big one. 2, 1, and done. Lot 2 is sold. Thank you, Denise. We appreciate your gift. Keep the bidding rolls down. Like I said, we'll come back. We'll acknowledge all of the winners once we've had a chance to get everything caught up. Right now, we're going to move on to lot number 3. The fireside chat with 49ers quarterback and football legend Steve Young. 6 people enjoy hanging out with Hall of Fame 49ers quarterback Steve Young, the last quarterback to lead the 49ers to a Super Bowl title, the most compelling NFL analyst on TV or radio, had an incredible career, 7 Pro Bowls, 3 Super Bowl titles, 1 Super Bowl MVP, 1 NFL MVP, most career rushing TDs by a quarterback, still holding on to that one, second highest quarterback passer rating, most passing titles, most consecutive passing titles. The man is the epitome of success on the field and off, currently on ESPN's Monday Night Football crew, here to tell you about the experience, the man himself, Steve Young.
Hey guys, I'm Steve Young, and I'm happy to be here to support the great work CASA does for foster kids. We all know how important it is to have a mentor, someone who shows up for us no matter what. And that's who a CASA Gun Volunteer is for kids who need it the most. So tonight, we can help CASA do this important work by giving generously. And for my part, I'm offering up an opportunity for you and 5 friends to hang out with me virtually and go inside the NFL today. I can share stories from my career as a player and commentator, answer questions, and together we'll be doing some real good for our community and the kids CASA serves. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you on Zoom.
Wow. Thank you, Steve. We wholeheartedly appreciate your generosity for our events and all that you do on the peninsula. And your football analysis, it's always the most honest and spot on. I appreciate you wholeheartedly. As Jennifer Bressy, we appreciate you as well. Jennifer Bressy kicked us off at $3,000. Now looking for 35. Go 35. Bid 35 and 35. $3,000 is bid. Now looking for 35. Go 35. Bid 35 and 35. $3,000 is bid. Looking for 3,005, looking for 3,005. Keep it alive now. Bid 35. Now keep it alive. Now bid 35. Now keep it alive. Now bid 35. Now keep it alive. Now bid 35. Fair warning, one and all to bid $3,500. It's like getting a hole in one on the first hole. Jennifer did 1 bid, 1 win so far. Although we'll give everyone a chance to decide that hey, they want in on this. But if you're waiting for the last second, here it is. 20 seconds left to get in your bid to hang out with Steve Young. And trust me, I bet Steve has a thing or two to say about the quarterback situation on the Niners right now. Bye week or not, there's some interesting stuff happening as you've got 8 seconds left to get your final bids in. We appreciate every bid thus far. Jennifer, the leader in the clubhouse, and well, we'll see who wins because it is sold. Lot number 3 is sold. We appreciate all of our winning bidders. Well, I said we'd come back and check it out. Lot number 1 on the pickleball party. Lot number 1 on the pickleball party, and we can just, lot number 1, the pickleball party. Stacy Pack was our winner for the pickleball party at $2,200. Thank you, Stacy. And then, the Chung Boys, good to see you back. Lot number 2, Real Talk with Denise Pope. The Chung Boys are our winning bidder at $2,400. Great to see you back again this year. We appreciated you. And lot number 3, the fireside chat, the fireside chat with Steve Young. Internet's a little slow on this one because we've been vamping for a while and this one's still winding down, and boom, there it is. Crystal Waldrop is our winner on that at $3,500. Congratulations to all of our winning bidders and all of our bidders, really. Every bid that you made helped support the work of CASA of San Mateo County. Every bid that you made gives our CASAs like Whitney and Myra the tools and support to advocate for their youth.
What I hope for my youth is she's had the ability in really difficult times to dream really big and to strive for those dreams. And what I hope most for her is that she continues to feel like she can dream big and that she is willing and able to trust the people that she has surrounded herself with, that they'll be there for her to support her in those dreams. I just hope she never loses that ability to go for it, because she's really going for it.
Algo que espero para mi joven es que, y para cada joven que tengo en un caso, es que ellos puedan encontrar estabilidad, sea estabilidad en sus propios hogares con sus padres biológicos o estabilidad en un nuevo hogar con padres adoptivos, padres que puedan darles esa familia que algunas veces los niños que conozco en el sistema juvenil o en el sistema de foster care no tienen esa familia y ese sentido de familia, y eso es algo que espero para todos ellos, que puedan en sus vidas y en esas vidas tan temprano sentir esa estabilidad de una familia que los apoya, una familia que los quiere, y adultos en su familia que creen en ellos, que creen en su potencial, que miran posibilidades y un futuro para ellos.
Well, our relationship-wise, I feel like it's just gonna grow stronger and stronger, especially because she's involved with my daughter now. Mm-hmm. So she's more like family. So I feel like our bond will grow over time. But for me, for my future, what I see, well, you already know what I want to do. I want to be a mortician, so I want to work in a mortuary.
I really want her to experience to see what her choices and see them have positive outcomes, because I think that a lot of the time growing up in the system, everyone's doing the thinking for you. I really want her to see her decisions as an adult and making them, and then seeing the consequences of them, and them being positive consequences. I want her to see that there are good outcomes based off of your decisions, right? That you're smart enough, that you're good enough, that you're like, look, this is my life because I chose to make it this way. My daughter's happy and I'm in a good home because of the people I let into my life. Like right now, I think you're definitely experiencing that, putting up boundaries and getting rid of the toxic relationships. And so I hope that your future is filled with love and peace that you've never experienced that.
Love and peace, amen. We appreciate all of you with us this evening. Before we go, just want to check in on the Fund to CASA one last time. A few donations came in. Drury Wolf, we see your $2,500. We appreciate your gift. Ann and Peter Steiner in for $2,500 as well. Our honorees in for $2,500. Todd and Jenny Kaler in for $100. Steve and Nancy Player in for $500. Michelle Fua in for $250. Joe Cooper and Rita Turdeman in for $300. Tracy Bianchi in for $500. Rich and Patty Shavelson in for $500. Cassandra Bousset in for $250. We appreciate each and every one of your donations. Keep them coming. Eileen Kim in for $500 as well. Keep those donations coming. Every gift you make, every donation you make, help support the great work of CASA of San Mateo County. Every donation that you make helps pair a CASA with a youth in the foster care or probation system who needs help and guidance. And you saw from the videos and you saw from the stories tonight the impact that a CASA relationship can have on a youth and on a CASA. If you haven't yet, there is still time to make donations. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you have a friend or family member who couldn't join us tonight, please send them the link to casasanmateo.ggo.bid. Let them know there is still plenty of time for them to make a pledge that will support CASA of San Mateo County. Our Fund to CASA is going to be open until noon tomorrow, noon at Friday Pacific time. So are our other virtual experiences. So if you didn't get what you wanted in our live auction tonight, there is still a chance for you to go make a bid and have an impact. For everyone who makes a donation off stream, know that we appreciate appreciate and support your great work. And we appreciate all of you hanging tough with us tonight as well. Apparently, the entire Bay Area is streaming some other event right now. Couldn't imagine what that is. And it is throwing a minor glitch into our broadcast and our stream. There have been some technical difficulties. We appreciate you being here with us. We have a perfect recording of this show that is going to go up on the site as well once it's over. So we'll send out the link for that so you can see the entire broadcast uninterrupted. We appreciate all that you have done and all that you were going to continue to do for CASA of San Mateo County. Now, to close out our show tonight, welcome back CASA of San Mateo County Executive Director Nakia Richardson. We have a perfect recording of this show that is going to go up on the site as well once it's over. So we'll send out the link for that so you can see the entire broadcast uninterrupted. We appreciate all that you have done and all that you were going to continue. Welcome back, CASA of San Mateo County.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here and for bearing with us through the technical difficulties. I am so grateful for what you have done here tonight and what you make possible every day for our young people in foster care and on probation. Thank you to each and every one of our sponsors and to all of you who are here this evening for your incredible generosity. After a year and a half of virtual life, I appreciate you pausing for a moment to soak up a little bit about what we do and why we do it. Every child deserves a champion, someone who believes in them, someone who will push to make sure they have what they need to feel safe and to thrive. Each of you, if you take a moment, can think of someone, hopefully multiple someones, who filled that need in your life. It is what we work so hard to provide to the young people we serve at CASA. Thank you for recognizing the importance of this need. I want to say thank you to our CASA youth like Fermina, Ashley, and so many other young people who take a risk on us and trust yet another adult to come into their lives in the midst of trauma and change. Thank you to our incredible CASA volunteers for mentoring, advocating, and continuing to show up until the young person they're building a relationship feels ready to let them in. Much gratitude to our specialists for giving their time to be a part of the experiences that many of you have been on tonight and in the days leading up to this event. And thank you to our steering committee who once again brilliantly pulled this event together and reached out to many of you. A big, big shout out to my incredible CASA team who I am so lucky to work alongside and who motivate me every day with their commitment and passion for what we do. And thank you to my board. Your belief in our mission and your wonderful support push us to continue to deepen our impact. I am thrilled that you could be here tonight and grateful for your amazing support. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the rest of your evening. Be well.